tea that they want me to spill. Yes, crying is good. Crying is healing. But again, like I said, there can be a point where sometimes crying can be not good for you too. So you have to have a balance, just like everything in life, just like when you drink, just like when you smoke, just like when you eat. I mean, smoking is not good, but I mean, the kind of stuff I smoke is okay, which I think. You just want to listen to stories about my life. Oh, that's so sweet. Call my dad today. Oh, I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't smoke tobacco. I smoke what's legal in my state. Thank you for the gifts. All right, guys, as soon as I'm done with this, I just need to maybe take a couple of drags to get the... take the edge off of telling you guys everything that happened. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to tell you everything, but... it should be legal at all 50 states. Yep, that's right. Yeah, our cat does stay around. Like, I've trained him since he was a little kitten. I know it sounds weird, but he stays in the yard right now. He's somewhere around here, but he's too much of a scaredy cat to wander outside of the yard. All right, no, I'm not with Matt anymore, guys. We are broke up. I wish him nothing but the best. But I just couldn't do it anymore. And to be quite frank, he couldn't do it anymore either. Cheers, let's have a little story time. Okay? So both of us couldn't really do it anymore. I tried to make it work. I know I can be a bit much at times. Well, probably a lot much. I know I'm a lot. And I did try my best to like let my alphaness go, because I'm very much an alpha female, but I don't want to lose too much of myself either. And it was really nice, like, thinking of being with somebody that I could let that go with. And for the most part I could, but there were just things about me that he really didn't enjoy, and then there were things about him that I didn't enjoy. So I really don't want to badmouth him today. You know, I don't want what I say to sound like I'm badmouthing somebody. And that's the thing, like, I am working on, is differentiating between badmouthing people and just speaking the truth about what happened. I am on TikTok. I've been an influencer here on TikTok for a long time now. So basically anybody that comes in my life, they know that I share my life with TikTok. I don't share every single thing with you guys, but I share a lot with you guys. So just trying to myself figure out, like, is it okay that I share these things? Because I'll sometimes come on here and share things and then be like, oh God, I wish I wouldn't have done that. But I don't want to badmouth Matt, because yeah, he has character flaws, but so do I. And I miss him a lot, but I know that he's not healthy for me, and I know he was sent into my life just to show me something. Just like every bad thing I've been through in my life, it's all to, you know, lead me on my path of who Krystina is and what I stand for. And yeah, he definitely lied about a lot of things. And why I was willing to overlook all of that, it does speak a little bit to my character flaws. And just, you know, those are things I need to work on within myself. I don't want to judge people for their past, because I have a past, and I feel like everybody has a past. Everybody has made mistakes. I've made a lot of fucking mistakes, really monumental ones, still to this day. I mean, I make them all the time, every day. There's my cat, Edward. But I am willing to be a non-judgmental person and know that people change, because I have changed. And forgiveness is definitely something that I believe in. But the thing is you can do all of those things, but if that other person is not changing themselves after their big mess ups, which even just a little bit, because again, we are human, we are not perfect. And I realize that when people change, it takes time, and sometimes you don't change every single thing, you just change a little bit, and that you just take little tiny baby steps on the way there. But if you can't even recognize your flaws, then how are you supposed to change something that you can't see? Thank you for these gifts, you guys. I guess you want me to keep talking, and I will. But how are you supposed to change something that you don't see, right? If you don't recognize them. And there are probably things about some of my flaws that I don't recognize. I think that that's just human nature. But I try to be very aware. And I just couldn't continue to let somebody make me feel like I was always the problem. Just because I would speak up and recognize certain behaviors, and I wouldn't allow them. And I was starting to allow some things. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is not who I am. I was starting to feel like I was losing my voice. And yeah, keep gifting me and I'll keep talking. Guys, I'm trying to get my weekly raining down. So one thing I've never lost is my voice. Since I was a little girl, I've had a voice. Anybody that knows me, which I know that there are people on this live right now who have known me my whole life that are watching me. So anybody that knows me knows that I've always had a voice, no matter what in my life, always had a voice. And when I started to feel like I was losing my voice or even my want to have a voice, I literally, the first thing I could think in my head was Misty, to be honest. And I just thought, no wonder. And I don't know how she did it this long. And again, guys, I'm not trying to bash Matt. And I'm not trying to say he's the only problem, because I also have my own problems. And I'm sure, I know with him and Misty, it wasn't all him either, but those are just character flaws of his that, and I then see like why, and I'm so proud of Misty for what she's doing now. And I think that God put us in this situation so that she could have Mark and Mark could have her, because he's helping her become the woman that she is and that she's turning into, and she's getting strong. And Misty, if you're listening, I love you and I'm very proud of you. And I'm sorry for whatever I did that hurt you. I know there was a lot of things. We both did it to each other. But I am very proud of you. And I hope that you continue to have a voice, because my voice was starting to dim only after 3 months with him. And I can't imagine what 16 years did. But I am very glad that you have Mark, and I'm very glad that Mark has Misty. And I definitely know that Mark is always going to have my back, because we share a lot. And he's my best friend for 17 years. But guys, I don't want Mark back. And I'm very happy that Mark and Misty have each other. I just hope that all of you understand that fully. I know that Mark understands that. I'm not sure that Misty does, but I think that she will eventually. But I just hope that you guys know that. I'm working on me. You know what I mean? I'm doing work on myself. I can't wait to see what the next 2 years brings me. So anyways, I am crying happy tears, guys. And they're, I'm not like, I've cried a lot to you guys here on TikTok, and I'm trying to not cry so much, because it's really, when you can start telling your story without crying, and when you can start talking about things without crying, that's how you tell that you've healed. I know that because of when I was sexually abused as a child, and when I finally started talking about it, which was probably about 8 years ago, I started talking about this. My sister and I, we kind of had one night we were drinking, and we kind of had like a aha moment of like, dude, our childhood was fucked up, and what happened to us was not okay. And we need to start like talking about it. And so it took me like 3 or 4 years to even talk about my sexual assault story without just breaking down like a little baby the whole way through. And guys, if you're doing that now and you're telling people your story and you're breaking down, continue to tell people your story, continue to break down, because that's what's going to get you through that. And you're going to help other people with that. So I promise you, it is healing to talk about things. How come no one knows about my sister? Somebody just asked. Because my sister and I haven't spoke since April of 2020. We have a lot of history and past. My family, I love my family, but it's been constant dysfunction our whole lives. And so, hopefully someday my sister and I can talk again. But for now, that's the way it is. Yes, somebody just said, don't put up with someone you wouldn't want your daughters to be with. And that's so true. Like, I used to say that to my dad because, like, my dad and mom have been married to each other 3 times. My dad's been married 7 times. He's not the greatest husband in the world. He was a great dad. He has his own flaws and everything, but all around, he was a good dad, and I'm really glad that I had him. But I used to say to my dad, when him and my mom would have all these issues, and I would say to him, I would be like, Dad, think about the kind of man, like, would you want me to put up with a man that said those things to me that you say to mom, that told me to just sit there and shut up, kind of like what I've been going through for the last 3 months. Anyways, and like my dad, it would just like go in one ear and out the other. I'm like, seriously though, if my dad saw me be with a man that treated me the way that my dad treats women and my mother, he wouldn't be okay with that. So I need to seriously, that's what I want to work on, is just, So are you going to tell us what happened? Yes. Okay. So what happened between Matt and I? Start with the likes again. So obviously, like, I told this story earlier. I'm sure he was treating me like arm candy. I think kind of he was in a way, but also, like, I'm not going to act like I wasn't enjoying being his arm candy. Like, but there was just things I couldn't put up with. So, like, what ultimately led to me being home right now, and thank you for the gifts. I'll continue to talk as long as that's happening. I appreciate it. I know that sounds fucked up and stupid, but, I am a TikTok influencer, and it takes a lot of time to do the things that we do. So we are on social media. That is our way of making money. My OnlyFans is also a social media that I'm still undecided with if I'm going to continue with. I don't know. I think I possibly might do it just myself. I'm not sure. That's a whole nother thing that I'm not even trying to dig into right now. But I do appreciate the gifts here on TikTok. Yes, it is monetary things that help us creators here on TikTok, and I appreciate it. So thank you. So what ultimately led to me being here right now and not up north was that, Matt and I had been pretty volatile and fighting for the past few weeks, but we've had really good times in between there too. It's not just all bad. We've had amazing times in between there. But they're just things like I was finding myself losing my voice, that's where I was talking about earlier, like where I felt bad for Misty. That's the first thing I thought of, is no wonder why she is the way she is. I am almost 40 years old. I've always had a voice. I can't let a man take it, because I always said, I never wanted to be with a man like my dad, because I saw what my dad did to women. Although he raised me to be independent and strong, because, and Matt taught me this. Matt was like, that's because deep down, your dad didn't want you to be with somebody like him. He wanted you to be able to be an independent woman and support yourself. Like, it's crazy that Matt taught me that. Well, probably because he knows. But anyways, I starting to lose my voice, right? Starting to be somebody I'm not. Starting to just almost become like a robot. And Matt probably felt the same way. Like, there was things about him that, we would fight about, like him constantly gaslighting me and making me feel like my drinking was a problem, or my always having to like have certain things in a certain way before I leave the house. It's like, oh Jesus, here we go, waiting on her again, always wait. Like, I don't know, there were so many things on both ends. But the other day we were on the boat, and we had just gotten into a fight the weekend prior, and thank you for gifting. As long as you guys continue to gift, I'll continue to talk about these things, and I have talked about them on previous lives, so if you've missed those, I'm sorry. But so the previous weekend we were on the boat having a great time. It was just the two of us, and I was reading this other book called Mindfulness, because I love going up north. You could just unconnect from your phone, just being on the boat, like being out in nature, listening to the birds, like it's just great. So we're sitting there, and I talk a lot, as you guys know. Thank you, Kay Hood. Girl, I love you and I miss you. And my Snapchat is coming back, I promise. I have one, but I have no friends because I don't want it to get taken down. But anyways, So we're sitting on the boat, and Matt was wanting to take a nap, and I'm reading this amazing book, and like he's trying to take a nap, and I'll speak out loud sometimes and just say a sentence, and he's like, I'm trying to take a nap, and I'm like, I'm sorry. So for like 20 minutes I did that to him while he was trying to take a nap on the boat. Was I a little bit buzzed? Yeah. I had drank a whole bottle of this, which I'm on my way to doing right now. Keep giving me likes and I'll keep talking. But at that time, yeah, I had drinking, I think, a whole bottle. So then I was just like chilling in my tube on the lake, reading my book and speaking out loud to him while he was trying to take a nap for 20 minutes. So then it was like, oh, because all you do is talk and you're just drunk all the time and I can't sleep. And I'm like, dude, this book is amazing. Like, it's called Mindfulness. It's not this one, but it's very much like this book. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so I was like, okay, I'll shut up then. I'm going to shut up. And then I just read my book. And then he didn't take a nap at all. So for an hour and a half, I shut up and I just read almost all the way through my book. So I'm like, why didn't you nap for that hour and a half? Like, oh, because he wasn't tired then, because I had already fucked with you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit I get. So I was like, whatever. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm the innocent one. Like, maybe I should have just shut up and like not read the excerpts out of the book, to somebody that was trying to take a nap. Okay. So yeah, I'm not, had I been sober, would it have been better? A little bit, but I still talk and I still am who I am. Like, anyways, I do talk a lot. I talk all the time. Well, so someone just said he needed his damn nap. So why didn't he take a nap then when I was reading for an hour and a half silent? Like, I literally didn't say anything else. I was just silent for an hour and a half reading. Well, then it was like, oh, I can tell you have an attitude. And it was always like, what's wrong? Because when I have an attitude, I'm an energy healer. I feel everybody's energy. I try to give good energy myself. It doesn't always work the greatest sometimes, but when I'm not okay, you can tell. And so I just try to be silent all the time, because everything if I even talked about my feelings or emotions or anything, thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. Go follow the gifters and I'll be following all of them. It is gaslighting. It's classic gaslighting. And like I said, guys, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was completely innocent in all of this. There were things I did that were not okay as well. But this is something I couldn't deal with. So I'm glad that I had the time to read, but I was like, deep down, it just hurts. And I've been dealing with this for a minute from him. So then it's like, oh, well, why aren't you talking? Why are you being quiet? And I'm going to make this TikTok because it's from Criminal Minds, from Reed and whatever his name is. And I've seen a lot of other creators do it where it's like, are you okay? And I sent this to Misty a long time ago, like when everything was first going down. And it was like, I can't remember the exact one, but you'll see. I'll make a TikTok out of it. And I only dealt with it for 3 months. So I can't imagine somebody who's dealt with it for years. I'm so glad that I've worked on myself enough to not put up with that for longer than 3 months. And I'll continue to come here on TikTok and use the tools that you guys give me, which is just your motivation, your kind words, to continue to stay away from that. But anyways, so then it was like, he would say to me, like, why are you quiet? Why are you acting? I can just tell you're not okay. And so I would say, well, I don't feel safe talking about my emotions in front of you, because every time I do, it's turned out to be like a kid touching a hot stove. You stop doing it, because whenever I talk about my feelings or my emotions, it was like, boom, like, you can't, I'm not talking about this. You're always just wanting to start a fight. And I'm like, but then when it came to his feelings and emotions, I had to listen, and I did, because I understand people have feelings and emotions. And I was in a marriage for 17 years. You can't be married for 17 years and not be able to communicate with people, okay? I get it. People have emotions. But like, whenever it was time for me to talk about why I was being quiet or why I was being cold, I would say 3 sentences and just like a snake. So I stopped talking, and I don't like that about myself. I want to be able to communicate, right? Yeah, the walking on eggshells syndrome, exactly. And so, and again, I'm not innocent. I am so sick of people being like, oh, Krystina's acting like the victim. No, these are just life lessons I'm learning. I do fucked up shit too. I'm fucking irrational. I'm very controlling. I am too much. I talk a lot. probably way too much at times. I cut people off, I interrupt, I insert myself in situations that don't involve me. Like, I have my own character flaws that I'm working on, okay? It's been a constant battle for me for a very long time, and I am going to continue to work on myself till the day I die, and I will never be perfect. That's what I do now. But anyways, yeah, so this weekend, the thing that caused it all was because, again, we were on the boat, and I literally just popped a bottle of this champagne, it's sparkling wine, from Mobby Vineyards here in Traverse City, Michigan. They specialize in sparkling wine. Amazing. Anyways, I literally crack it, took 2 sips, and my daughter even told me this. She's like, Mom, you took 2 sips, and he was like, oh, here we go. She's already had too much to drink, like acting like my drinking is causing something. And when my daughter even saw the gaslighting of my drinking, because my daughter knows how far I've come, and I'm not sitting here acting like, I mean, I've even come that far. Like, I used to have a very bad alcohol problem, and now, like, I don't drink to get drunk anymore. Do I take the edge off and have a little buzz? Yes. Do I drink every day? Sometimes, yes. I do drink every day. But I'm not getting blackout drunk like I did for 15 years. I'm not drinking a liter of vodka a week like I did for at least 5 years straight. Came with my drinking because he remembers me, who I used to be. And I would drink a liter of Kirkland vodka a week, plus tequila, plus wine, plus White Claw. Like, okay, so I'm doing really fucking good. And any of you that have been following me since the beginning of when I was on TikTok, you have seen the transformation in my life with my drinking. Okay, so he was always trying to use that as gaslighting of why it didn't work. And then my daughter finally started to be like, but Mom, you weren't even close to being drunk or even buzzed at all. So look at my rising star is finally at number 99. I finally got it. Okay, last week it was number 10, but I appreciate it. So continue, and I really appreciate all of this. So anyways, so this is what I've been just going through, and Matt's been going through his own shit. I'm not gonna act like Matt hasn't been going through shit, because he's been going through shit dealing with my ass, okay? Because then when he starts to talk about my drinking, when it's not even a problem, then you motherfucker, you make me want to make it a problem, like, and that's not healthy. So a lot of times I would either just stop drinking, or sometimes I would continue to drink. But I will tell you, I have not been drunk like I was every day for 2 years straight, the last 2 years, since the beginning of January. And that's something I'm really proud of. So I have not blacked out since January. I have not puked, because I used to puke a lot. I've not had a hangover. So despite the fact that, yes, I do drink every day, I'm not drinking like I was. So, and I said to Matt, I said, if you want, because Matt is sober, right? Matt had a problem with drinking. Matt has not drank in 9 years, and I'm super proud of him for that. But if you want a woman that's sober, it's not me. And I kept saying that, like, I'm not going to quit drinking. Like, I used to smoke cigarettes, okay, a long time ago. And Mark hated cigarettes. But Mark let me smoke, but he would, bitch about it. And then I said to him, maybe when you stop bitching about my smoking, I'll stop. And he literally stopped bitching about it, right? He did. And I stopped smoking. So, you can't stop doing something for somebody because they want you to do it. You have to stop because you want to do it. So I would tell Matt, like, I'm not ready to stop drinking at all. I've came a long way, and if you can't recognize how long of a way that I have came, and thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. I will definitely keep talking. Go follow this K-Hood. I love you, bitch. I fucking love you. You know I love you. I want to be friends in real life. Like, come and fucking see me. Come stay with me for a week, girl. I'm not kidding. Hit up those DMs. I am not kidding, girlfriend. But anyways, so it just got to the point where I was starting to be quiet, starting to, like, really doubt myself about everything that I said. Maybe I'm not a great person. Maybe I am annoying. Maybe the things I say don't matter. Maybe nobody does want to hear me talk. But then I knew deep down that's a lie, because I've transformed my brain over the last 10 years to tell myself that I am enough, that I am awesome, that I am amazing, that I am interesting, that I have something that needs to be said, that people care to hear. But the people that are not your people, guys, they don't care to hear it, and they never will. And they will make you feel weird and fucked up. So get away from those people. I've been doing that shit for years, okay? I'd rather have no friends than people that make me feel like I'm a weird, fucked up person. So when that was starting to happen, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the other day on the boat, so I open it, I barely take 2 drinks, and it's like already, oh, my drinking is a problem, and oh, here she goes off on her tangents. Because yes, sometimes when I drink and smoke a little bit of pot, I will really get inspired to say things that I wouldn't normally say, because I guess you don't have that filter. You don't like care as much, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like people are gonna like judge everything I say. But sometimes when you let loose a little, you don't. And anyways, so he's like basically like, just what, here goes the talking again, like. And so I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna talk. I'm just gonna go out here and read my book. I don't want to bother him. I got to that point where it was like I didn't want to bother him. Like my skin crawled like that. Like I just don't want to bother him in any way. I just don't want to make him mad. I just want everything to be peaceful. Like I just want my shoulders to go down. And those of you that have been in these relationships, you know, and I don't know how you've done it for years. And so those of you that have been in a relationship with a narcissist for years, mad props to you. I did it for 3 months and literally thought I was going to lose my mind. Literally. And because the parts of his character that are not flawed are amazing, and he's fucking awesome, and he's very I'm very attracted to him, and the parts of his character that I really enjoyed. So that's what keeps people, right? That's what keeps you a long time in these unhealthy relationships. Guys, you're getting my rising star down. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So exactly what they're doing, which is giving me monetary items that definitely help me be a creator here on TikTok and not have to worry about going to work other jobs all the time and not being able to be here. So I do appreciate it very, very much. So anyways, yeah, so this weekend on the boat, you know, I just read my book and I just try to be quiet, because I've not been myself lately, because I just don't want to talk and upset him. So but I only am 50% quiet, because I still talk a lot. I just talked 50% less, and he could always tell if something was wrong with me, right? Like, oh my God, he could tell, because I'm not good at hiding when something's not wrong with me. In a work environment, I am good. Like when I was a hairdresser for years and things in my life that were not okay, I was great at hiding that from my clients, because I wanted to make money, and that's what I was focused on while I was at work. But when I go home, I don't want to have to hide my fucking feelings, my emotions. And Mark was amazing for that. I didn't have to hide it in front of Mark. He could take all of that. Did he like it all the time? No. Did he react the best sometimes? No. But he fucking took it and didn't make me feel, he didn't understand it. So that made me feel a certain type of way, but he didn't like literally make me feel like I shouldn't talk. You know what I mean? And Matt definitely made me feel like I shouldn't talk, because what I had to say wasn't valid. So Mark, I know you're listening, or you will someday, and thank you for that. And I'm so happy that Misty has you now to do that to her, because she needs it. And anyways, back to what I was going to say, because I have a lot of run-on sentences. But yeah, I miss snapping with you guys too. Thank you, Mama. So I read the book, we get home. Matt was just upset with me I could just feel his energy. He was upset with me. I wasn't talking. I wasn't being my fun self. I wasn't doting on everybody because I was on the tube reading, because I just wanted to be quiet, because that's what he had asked, is that I be quiet and that he get a nap this week like he didn't get last week, because that was my fault too, which my daughter said to me, Mom, if you're a grown person, you can delegate. If you need a nap, she goes, grown-ups that need naps, I don't really get it, but I sometimes they do. 20-minute reboot, blah, blah, blah. Then you should delegate your own time to it. You don't blame another grown person for your own grown self not getting a nap. Like, if you want a nap, you're a grown-up. Go get your own nap. So we get back to the house. I can feel the irritation. I wanted to make dinner for everybody. The boys went out, tried the dirt bikes. I thought that Matt was out there with them. He was not. He was trying to take a nap again on the hammock, which was right outside of the bathroom window, which my daughter and I did shut the bathroom window, I thought, but I guess not. And so my daughter and I were just talking about in the bathroom, like how, like, you know, I feel like I'm not his person. I feel like he doesn't like me. I feel like he doesn't value anything I say. I feel like he doesn't want me to be who I am. I feel like I've never in my life felt like I can't be who I am, because I won't surround myself with those people. So in my life, yes, people come that I feel like I can't be myself around, especially in a work environment. That's way different. That's making money. So you're in a whole different headspace. But when I'm in my personal environment, I will not be around people that I feel like I can't be myself around, that they won't accept me for. So many of you watching this, like I said, you've been knowing me my whole life, and there's a reason. It's not that I will badmouth those people or not think that those people are, I just won't put myself in that situation. So I was just saying to my daughter, and I've displayed those characters to my daughters, like, never be around people that don't accept you for who you are. Never be around people I'd rather be alone and listen to the fucking birds and have fucking animals be my friends than be around people that make me feel like I'm a fucked up person just for being myself. So I was just saying those things to my daughter in the bathroom, and like, I just don't think that he likes me. I'm just not his person. And my daughter's like, yeah, he does gaslight you. And I'm like, yeah. And I do things, again, that are not great to Matt. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't do things to provoke that man or whatever, in my own character flaws. Like always having to be in control, always having to have the last word, always, saying it like it is. There were things that he didn't like about me, and that's okay. There were things I didn't do perfectly. I was very mean at times. But I was willing to accept him for all of his faults. And all I wanted was to make sure that he was aware of them and changing to be a better person and whatever. So, anyways, thank you guys. No one is perfect. I know. So somebody just said, honey, don't involve your daughters in adult conversations. And I have lived that way most of my life. They have heard some things which I wanted my daughters to always, I didn't want them to be in adult conversations, but one thing I have shown my daughters is what the real world is, because I have kept them a bit sheltered, and I wanted them to know that there are people out there who don't have your best interest at heart that will fuck you over. But my daughter is now 18 years old, and she is the most amazing, talented, beautiful young woman I've ever met in my life. And I'm so proud of her. She actually wants to become a psychologist that teaches other psychologists. She doesn't even want patients. She wants to teach other psychologists, like, how to deal with people with mental health disorders, because I've had a mental health disorder my whole life. And my daughter has helped me so much stay strong right now, and I'm sorry that you don't understand that. I do try to keep her out of a lot of things, but now that she is an adult, I'm glad that I have her, and I'm glad that we can go through this time together of being there for each other. But thank you for your input. I do appreciate it. So I'm making burgers. Sorry, I'm dragging it on. I drag a lot of things on, and actually I'm not sorry. I'm gonna stop saying sorry. But so I'm outside making burgers. The boys are out riding dirt bikes. I know they'll be back soon. And Matt's like, comes out of nowhere, and he's like, talking about how he heard what me and my daughter were saying in the bathroom, and if you feel that way, you get the fuck out of my house. And I was like, okay. I said, I will then, because I'm just to that point now where, like, this shit has happened so many times. I'm like, all right, I'll get out of your house. Like, it's fine. Let me finish cooking. And my daughter was just like, boom, straight to the fucking bedroom, starts packing shit, because my daughter's over it too. Like, she's like, like, we just can't keep doing this emotional roller coaster. And she sees the gaslighting. And so we packed our stuff. Actually, I cooked dinner, and Matt and my daughter packed all of our stuff, and Matt brought us home. So that's what happened. This is my house. We were at Matt's cabin up north. So, and a lot of you don't understand why I share what I share on social media, but I've shared my life here on social media for a long time, and it's kind of what I do now. And if you don't understand, I'm sorry, but I won't stop doing it because of your opinions on me. So I just want you to know that. Thank you. I am going to try to stay strong, and I am being very transparent. Thank you. Someone said my kids are my BFF, and I've always shared everything with them. So I haven't shared like everything. Like when my kids were little, like my daughter even said to me when Mark and I started getting divorced, she was like, there were some things she didn't know, and she was like, wow, like I can't believe that. I was like, I didn't want you to think bad about Mark. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell you everything, and you know what I mean? Like, she's like, I always thought you were the bad guy all the time. Well, I am the bad guy a lot of the times. But I'm going to tell you guys what, in any relationship in your life, it's not just one party's fault. It's never just one party's fault. everybody has their own character flaws, and not one character flaw is greater than another. But as long as we are all trying to work on them to become better people, that's really all that matters in life. The ride home, I put my AirPods in the whole time. My poor daughter lost her phone, so my daughter's phone is actually still up there with Matt, and he'll be bringing it back when he comes to pack his stuff. Supposedly that's Tuesday. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, my daughter had to be in the car with no AirPods, but it was okay because Matt did respect her enough to not like start any shit or anything like that in the car. I would say things, actually, I was the bad guy in the car because like I would start to say things that weren't the nicest when I was listening to music, and then I'd be like singing the music out loud. So yeah, again, guys, I'm not the most mature person myself. I don't believe that he was cheating, no, but I don't know. I definitely have no reason to believe that he was cheating. And I honestly, I don't think that he was. But I can't say 100% for certain because everything was such a falsehood all the time that I started getting to the point where I didn't know what to believe. Well, it wasn't that I didn't know what to believe, because I did know what to believe. I just didn't believe anything. It was just like, okay, here we go again. Oh, you don't live far from me? That's awesome. Who's got a boat that lives over here near like, so I would love to go on a boat right close to my house on the chain of lakes near Pinckney, Michigan. I live in Brighton, but I love to go on the chain of lakes. Yes, he is a master manipulator. And again, I can be very manipulative as well. Like, I know about what manipulating people's brains is all about. My daughter was like saying the difference between certain kind of manipulators and other kinds are some people do it maliciously. I'm not a malicious manipulator, but I do know, you know, I was a hairdresser for 19 years. I had to sell myself on a daily basis. Like, my dad makes millions of dollars from an amazing company that he owns where he persuades people for a living. So like, I was raised by a man who is like amazing at this, and my dad was a great dad. I'm not discounting that at all. I think that everybody has their gifts in life, but I'm not one person that you can manipulate, that's for sure. And that's why I only stayed with a narcissist for 3 months. That's why my whole life I never got with men like my dad. And I do think that if Matt works on himself, he could change and he could be an amazing person for somebody someday. And I think that he was put in my life for a reason, to teach me some things, and I think I was put in his life to teach him some stuff. So he is still up north. Thank you. I'm probably going to get off of here soon. Have I talked to Matt? Yeah, I've talked to him a little bit. I talked to him today. I talked to him last night. I definitely had some weak moments last night before bed when I called him and just asked him if he missed me and told him that I missed him. And we both basically were like, we're at this point where it's like we both don't agree with how each other feels. So like, what is the sense of even, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to stand this firm and this, and you're going to be that. And so it's just not going to work. But it doesn't mean that I don't miss him and that it's not very difficult going through this right now. Aw, thank you. Yeah, he definitely had times where he was mean, but I had times where I was mean as well. Like, it wasn't just him. But definitely, like, yeah. And I do believe everything happens for a reason, guys. Definitely, 100%. Matt just commented. Oh, is Matt in here? Hi, Matt. I hope I'm not saying anything that upsets you. Like, I'm definitely trying to take ownership for the things I did. So it's not really him. I'll let you know if it's him if I see his comment. If he's in here, that somebody can at his username and I'll tell you if it's him or not. Yeah, it's not him. I didn't think so. Yeah. I know. So I am working on not saying sorry. I am doing that. And I think that everybody should work on that. I think that here, especially in America, we say sorry far too much for things that we shouldn't be sorry for. Thank you for the likes and the gifts. I appreciate that, but it's true. Like, sometimes we say sorry for being courteous of other people because we open the door for somebody, but they didn't need it. So we're like, sorry. Bitch, why are you sorry? I do that all the time. I'll open the door for somebody, but they'll go through another door and I'm like, oh, sorry. No, I'm not gonna be sorry for being fucking courteous. Like, we need to stop saying sorry, guys. Right? Don't you agree? Sorry is a sign of anxiety, and that's definitely been something I've struggled with my whole life. But I've gotten better because I was very aware that I was saying sorry way too much, and I still do it too much. And that's one of the things when I first met Misty, she would say sorry I'm like, girl, stop fucking saying sorry. And Misty, if you're listening, stop saying sorry. And I know that now that you're with Mark, you don't have to. And I'm sure that Mark has said to you 500 times, stop saying sorry. And I hope I know that he will continue to do that. It's not even that I hope, I know that he will. So yeah, I don't want to be a unicorn. Someone just said, now you can be a unicorn. I really don't want to be a unicorn. Right now, I just want to work on Krystina. I want to work on myself. I want to do what's best for Krystina and those 2 little beautiful daughters that I have in there. So I don't want to date. I don't want to be a unicorn. I don't want to go out on dates. When I was just talking about going out on your boat, I'm not going to go out with anybody on a boat unless it's a woman. So like, I'm not just going to go on a random boat with a man. So I hope that none of you thought that, because I don't want to do that. I definitely don't think swinging was the issue in our marriage. Mark and I had issues in our marriage far long before we started swinging. Rent a boat. Well, no, I'm not going to rent a boat. I'm in Kalamazoo with a boat. Aw, thank you. Shucks, I don't have a boat. Is this real life? Yeah, this is my real life. I am taking my power back. I have a kayak. Where's Tank? Tank is with Matt. That's Matt's dog. Want to go to Portugal with me in August? Are you a woman? I might think about it. Thank you. Hi, Windsor here. Hello, Windsor. Oops, sorry is a Michigan thing. Yeah. Stay strong. It's hard to leave, but you can do it. Wishing you all the love and strength. Thank you. And girl, you stay strong too, because obviously you've been through some shit for you to comment that. So you stay strong as well. I'll do more cooking lives. Yeah, I will. Once I get my Ope is a Michigan thing. For sure. I would love to ride dirt bikes still. Like, look at my bruises, guys. This weekend, it was Thursday that I went on the dirt bike rides with Matt and his son on a 31-mile ride, and I fell a lot. I'm going to see if I can show you guys this so you can see it. But like my whole, let me see. I can't see anything, so I have to be able to see myself. Oh, here, let me just turn my phone around. Duh. God, I'm such an idiot. Sometimes flip camera. So my whole leg right here is bruised. I don't know if you see all of that from the dirt bike accident. So I'm really, really gonna miss dirt bike riding. Right now, I'm not at a place in my life where I can just buy a dirt bike and have it, but hopefully I meet friends that have dirt bikes and I can go ride them still, but it's something I will have the rest of my life, and I definitely want to own my own dirt bike someday and be able to have a place where I can go ride it. That's right. Was someone, thank you. I adore you guys as well. If Matt got help like therapy, would you consider getting back together? At this point, I'm not going to consider being with anybody until I can decipher what I deserve out of any relationship that I have in my life. So I cannot answer that question, but I do know that everybody's put in your life at a certain time for a certain reason, and I don't know that I would go back to anything. Come with me on the racetrack. Oh, dude, I would love to race. So I'm almost in the senior class because I'm almost 40 years old. I feel like I could get in the senior class of dirt bike racing because I love going fast on the dirt bike and jumping them. I've only been riding dirt bikes now since Memorial Day was when I first started riding, and I love it. I am pretty good at it. Actually, I'm a fucking badass. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and try to be conceited and toot my own horn, but I am a badass at the fucking dirt bike. And I will miss that very much. And I will definitely hope that someday in life I can live somewhere where I can ride a dirt bike. I just don't think right now that it's a great time for me to buy a dirt bike, to be able to put on a trailer, to go haul somewhere to ride it. Like, I'll have to wait. Someone said, do you ever come to North Carolina? The last time I was in North Carolina, well, it's been a minute. The last time I was in North Carolina for an extended period of time was at a Christian church camp called The Wilds. I believe it was a Bob Jones University camp, and that's when I was like a junior in high school. I have drove through North Carolina, but North Carolina, I have a bruise on my shin from falling on a waterfall at that camp, or a scar. There was the fireworks in the background. I live on a lake. Well, I don't live on a lake, but there's a lake on this subdivision where all the rich people live in the back. I did break up with him once before. I did. It's really hard to get away from unhealthy relationships. I've only been with him for 3 months, but I'm hoping that this will be the last breakup, but thank you. Thank you for getting my ranking down with all the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. Go follow these gifters. You guys are awesome people. I really appreciate it all. Always on vacay when you break up. Oh, thank you. I think I might get off of here. I know I keep saying that, but thank you, Becca. Adrian, if you're watching, I see the text that you're sending me, and I actually have been thinking about you lately because I need to contact you. I'm not going to say exactly who you are, but I still want to do that. And I see you're sending me books, and I appreciate it, and thank you, and I love you. I don't even know you, but I've literally only watched a few things, and I think that you're awesome. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Marie. 750K likes. Aw, thank you, girl. I will. When I get off of here, I'm definitely going to hit you up. Because seriously, like, as I was meditating and things today, well, actually for the past couple of days, I've been thinking that I needed to get a hold of you. So you reaching out to me, really, as soon as I get off of here, I'm definitely going to reach back out, and I still want to do that. So, hey, from Rhode Island. So Matt is going to live in Matt has a home up north. So he'll take his things and he'll go up north. And then he has lots of rental properties all over Detroit that he can move into one of those. I'm not going to pack his stuff, no. I've drove through Texas, but I've never been to Texas. What else am I doing today? So I wanted to take the girls and go to the local, like we have a little Metro Park pass to one of the parks here in the area. And I wanted to go to the beach, but my daughters don't want to do anything. They want to stay inside, and my other daughter is like rearranging everything and cleaning. And so we're just having a chill 4th of July weekend, not doing anything. Next weekend, my oldest daughter, my 18-year-old, is taking me to go hang out with my brother and my sister-in-law. They're having a conjoined bachelorette party. My daughter is 18 now, so she can drive me, and it's a day party. So it's not like a wild nighttime bachelorette party. It's from noon to, I don't know, we'll probably leave around 4 or 5 at a really nice place in Wyandotte, Michigan on, I believe, the lake. So I'm really excited about that because we weren't going to go to it because I've been having a really difficult time being around people. Like, that's why I've liked going up north so much, because I'm isolated. Like, just being with my own family is all I want. I don't want to even be like social with other people. So it's been nice thinking about that me and my daughter are going to go next weekend and see my family. No, we will not get back together. And I will probably have to use you guys here on TikTok to help me stay like accountable and strong, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I am not a fucking naturally like really strong person. I mean, I try to be, and I'm very aware of most of my faults. So I know that like if TikTok lives help me stay strong to not go back to what I was in, then that's what I'm gonna do. So love me or hate me, that's what I'm gonna do, and I don't really care. Someone said, I saw a plug in the fire. what you saw in the fire was actually not a plug. So I see people keep commenting that. Let's see if it burned. I'm pretty sure it did. But it was actually like a picture frame that I had got for, I think it did burn. Yeah. So when we were all in a polyamorous relationship with myself, Mark, and Matt, and Misty, I got us all this picture frame with a picture of us, one of our favorite pictures in it. And it was like just one of those that like you like just clipped a little picture onto. You didn't like put it in. It was like a wood plaque with like a little stand. And that picture has been through a lot. I don't really want to talk about how much, but there was a picture of Matt and I in there because we took the picture of all four of us out and then we replaced it. And like I said, there's a whole story behind that. Unless I get like 2 million likes or my rising star gets down to like 50, I'm not even going to talk about that. But that is what I burnt yesterday, was that picture frame. And people are like, oh, that was an anal plug. No. First of all, what kind of anal plugs are you using that look like that? Because those definitely aren't the ones I'm using. Secondly, it was just a picture frame. You guys read into it. People are like, what did you throw in the fire? Was that his cheating underwear? No, because number one, I don't think that he cheated on me. I don't have any proof that he cheated on me, so I wouldn't. It was a shop rag that I poured a bunch of gasoline on. And then I lit it to light the pictures of Matt and I on fire because it was my way of healing and, you know, helping me get through that. So yeah, that's what that was. Not an anal plug. Any of you using wood, a wooden anal plug, I don't suggest doing that. So call your local, I don't know, somebody to help you with that. Thank you. No, Matt and I are not still together. What about my ring? I threw it out the window, to be honest. I did lie and say that it was getting sized. Again, I'm here taking accountability and being transparent. Like, I threw it out the fucking window. And if you want to know the real story about the ring, that I'm not ready to share right now. But I mean, the real story of where it is right now, I actually did throw it out the window, but there is a whole nother story behind that ring that we can talk about at later times. The car ride back was not bad because I was wearing AirPods. Yeah, lighting things on fire is very healing, just in general. I've always done it. All right. Yeah, it was a 2.5 hour drive. Do I think he's over his ex-wife? Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that she's getting over him as well. Like, I definitely don't think that there is a connection with him and his ex-wife. Misty knows that. You know, Misty and I, we know the real like situation of what's going on. So when you guys are all like speculating, like, oh, he still just wants to be with Misty, that's actually not true. He treated Misty like a doormat, and was not good at all to her. And definitely does not want to be with her. The things that he has said about her are not very nice. Just like I have said not very nice things about my exes. Like, I'm not saying that I'm sitting here being innocent, but they definitely are not getting back together, guys. So don't worry. Yeah, my daughters do like him still because I've raised my children to be great kids. They do know that he has certain character flaws and they don't think I should put up with it, but it doesn't make him any less of a human being. Like, they still think that he's a good human because he is. He just has some things that he needs to work on, just like we all do. We all have things we need to work on, guys, okay? So let's always remember that. The car ride back was not bad because I had my AirPods in. There was a song that came on, which if you guys get me to 1 million likes, I'll tell you what that is. The song that came on that was like 3/4 of the way through the ride that I literally shouted out loud because I couldn't hold it in. And that wasn't very nice of me. It was very mean because I'm not a very nice person at times. I'm really nice to people that deserve my niceness. But like, when you fuck me over, I'm not very mature about it. You know what I mean? But I don't maliciously go after anybody that hasn't done really terrible things to me. So that's the difference between me and other people. Thank you, Polly Mama. Wait, did you call me Polymama? Because the mom of Talk Haters, thank you. I'm going to go follow you for that. Yeah, to the left, to the left. That's a good song, actually. I'm not really wanting to talk about The Ring right now. I'll do that maybe on another live, but it's not right now. Thank you. All right, so, what did I tell you guys? I would tell you at 1,000,000 likes, because you're really liking the fuck out of this, because I was about to get off, but I forgot that I'm going to tell you guys something. Oh, the song. Yeah, I'll tell you the song. I'll tell you the song, for sure. Guys, I've been on here for, I don't know how long. Can you tell how long you've been on here for? It's been at least an hour and a half. I'm a little bit ready to go. Like, it's hard to just sit here. For all you people that go TikTok live, like, it's literally hard to sit here. Yeah, I'll tell you about the song at 1,000,000 likes. Thank you, Kaylee. Appreciate you, and I will follow all my gifters, and I appreciate the gifts. And I will come back, guys. I will come back later, I promise. And I do deserve to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. It's all about, like, finding, like, who you are first to know what you deserve, like, and healing your traumas and shit. Like, I've healed my traumas a little bit, been through shit my whole life. I'm working on things little by little. I'm very aware of the things, and that's why I won't put up with certain things, but I'm sure that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, and I'm not going to explain it right now. Aw, thank you. Someone says, I love listening to you sitting here at the beach laying in the sun. So that's one thing. Like, when he was telling me, like, last week on the boat, he's like, oh my God, because when I was reading my book, I feel like I have a very soothing voice. Thank you, Happy Wife, for that disco ball. I feel like I have a very soothing voice, and I'm just reading, and the wind is blowing, and we're on the boat, right? And so one thing about Matt, when he takes a nap, Matt, when I first met him, he would sleep with the TV on. Dogs could be barking, and that man would sleep. Like, the motherfucker can sleep through anything. So when he was trying to take a nap, and I disturbed him so bad because I was on my tube reading, but I was so drunk that I just kept disturbing him when he was trying to take a nap, which is very untrue, and I'm completely aware that he was gaslighting me and using something against me. But I'm like, dude, I just read you, like, a sentence out of a book at a very calm voice. Like, some people tell me I could have an ASMR voice, like I could just read and they could just sleep to my voice. They've been telling me that my whole life. Like, you can sleep through dogs barking in a fucking choo-choo train going through your backyard, but my reading is waking you up, and now you can't take your nap because of me being, you know, drinking sparkling wine in my tube on the lake, reading you a few sentences of a book that I thought was really awesome. Okay, the song. Okay, so the song was that song. I don't even know the name of it. Hold on, let me look really quick. Wait, just a minute. Somebody but it was the song titled The Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue with Toby Keith as the singer. Me being an American, being in the armed forces myself, I was only in for 2 years, and I got out when my daughter when I had my daughter. Like, I never served. I never really did shit. I joined the army to get my fucking college paid for. But I really was in the army. But I didn't join it for the right reasons. But, you know, with everything that, like, I thought about him, and I was not in a great place 3/4 of the way through the drive home, and that song came on my Spotify, the courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, and it's fucking Independence Day, and I started literally belting it out in the car. That wasn't very nice of me, but, and then I may or may have not said, allegedly, really mean things after that about people lying about being in the military and things. So there's that. Yeah. The song was entitled by Toby Keith, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. Go listen to it. It's a great song. And then I may have or may have not then played Chicken Fried by Zach Brown Band and belted that whole song out, and especially the last verse of that song. So, like, really loud in the car. So again, I said I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that. Thank you for the gifts. You guys are sweet. I'm glad that you guys love me either way, and I love you guys. Picture frame story, 2 million likes, or get my rising star down to the 50s, and I'll tell you that. And so how you do that is just by liking, sharing, following me, liking, sharing, gifting, whatever you want to do. Gifts are monetary things that we do get from other people here on TikTok. Whenever you gift us, we do get money from that, but just remember that we are all content creators here on TikTok. It takes a large amount of time to come here and share our lives with you, make TikToks, everything else. So your guys' gifts do help us out financially, and we appreciate it. At least I do. So thank you. I am still pro-Trump. Yes, I am. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody. Again, guys, I don't care what your political standings are. I'm really an independent person in general. I'm not liberal, conservative, but I do like President Trump. And if you don't like President Trump, that's totally fine, because if I think that you're an awesome person with great character, I don't give a fuck what your political stance is. I'm gonna like you for just being a cool person. So if you want to judge me for my political stance, that's fine. Again, I won't judge you. I will only judge you based off of your character. So, yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate the gifts. And yes, I will tell you the picture frame story and all of the deets behind it if you get my rising star down to 50 or get me 2 million likes. So thank you. Let's go, Brandon. Correct. I appreciate you guys. And I wish I don't even have a speaker to listen to music. I don't have other phones now to listen to music. What book am I reading? It's called You Are a Badass. I suggest everybody go get this book. Every single person. It's an amazing book. And it's one of the things that have helped me deal with what I've been going through for the past few months, being with somebody that has a narcissistic character flaw, which I do too. I can be very narcissistic at times, but I'm very well aware of that, and I don't use it in a malicious way, but I do have my own flaws. Thoughts on Roe v. Wade. I think it's very sad what's going on in the country right now. I think it's very sad that Roe v. Wade was overturned, and I think it's very disturbing and quite disgusting, to be honest, but that's my own opinion. You don't have to believe what I say or even care about what I say, but again, if I think you're an awesome person and you don't believe in abortion, it's totally fine. If you're a good person, I don't give a fuck if you believe in abortion or not. Like, I'll be your friend regardless. If I like your character and I like your energy and you do things to help my life, that'll be great. But anyways, I'm pro-choice. I don't think that partial birth abortion is something that should ever be legal unless it's medically necessary. But I am definitely pro-choice when it comes to early pregnancies. Sorry, guys. But I do think that partial birth abortion is very wrong, unless it's a medical necessity. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Aw, the aquarium. All right, so what did I say? If you guys got me to 50 in the Rising Star, that I would talk about the picture frame story, or 2 million likes. So you guys are well on your way. And I'm like literally ready to get off of live, but I'll stay on. Oh, I am pro-choice and a Trump lover. Again, I'm a different person than you, and it's okay that I like Trump and I'm pro-choice. It's okay that I like Trump and I'm a bisexual woman who believes in rights no matter your sexual orientation, and it's still okay that I like Trump. When you're given two choices on who you want your president to be, and you don't like some things about this one and you don't like some things about this one, but this one is a lot more competent than this one, and you only get to pick two, because let's be honest, no matter who's on the ballot, there's only two that are going to actually win in an election. Trump definitely outweighs Biden by far for me. And I'm sorry if he doesn't for you, but for me, sorry, he does. So, yeah, Biden I don't feel like is very competent at all. And there are things I agree with that Biden stands for, very much so, but he cannot form a proper sentence most days. So, you know, there's that. What are some things that make me happy? My kids, being outside, myself, loving myself, golfing, running, boating, dirt biking, just being active. I can feel your guys' love, and I appreciate it very much. Tank is Matt's dog, and Matt has Tank. Thank you, living my best life. I love you, girl. Oh, there we go. Let me follow you. Why was I not following you? That's crazy. I know there was someone on here the other day that I thought was a fake account of yours, like a backup account that was fake, but thank you guys for all the gifts. I really appreciate it. You guys are my TikTok family, and I love you so much. I'm not going to keep Tank. Tank is Matt's dog that he's had. I'm drinking a sparkling wine from a vineyard in Traverse City, Michigan called Mobby. They make lots of sparkling wines, and this is called Sex. And it's really good. And if you live in the Midwest, you can get it at any Meijer or Kroger. You can get that sparkling wine. It's $14.99 at Meijer. But at the vineyard, it was $17. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, the lip gloss is Patrick Ta, full syringe, and you can get that at Sephora or maybe the Patrick Ta website. 3 things that I love about myself. I love how beautiful I am. I love how smart I am. And I love how self-aware I am. I am a hopeless romantic. It's one thing about me that sucks. I am very much a hopeless romantic. My dad was a hopeless romantic, and he kind of, even though he wasn't the greatest man in the world for a woman, but yeah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Someone said, I wish I had more people in my life like you. Girl, be that person in your own life. So, like, I wish I had more people in my life like me as well, but be that person in your own life. Be that person that you can count on, that has good character, that you know deep down, like, no matter what anybody else says about me, like, I know deep down I'm a good person. That's why I'm still here on TikTok despite all the bullshit that's went on about me. Because I know I'm a good person. I know that I have good intentions. I know that I don't maliciously come at people. Now, again, you come at me and you do bad things to me, I get very malicious. I do. And I'm sorry. That's a character flaw, and I am working on that. But in general, you know, Be the person that you want to be around. I promise you, then you won't settle for anything less. I promise. Will I reconnect with my father now that Matt is gone? So Matt honestly was not the whole issue of why I wasn't talking to my dad. So I wasn't talking to my dad because he saw what I was doing in a polyamorous relationship. Mark and I were swingers. I'm on OnlyFans, and he does not agree with any of it. My whole life, my dad has been very judgmental about things. He's very conservative, hypocritical, all of that. Does not mean that he wasn't an amazing dad when I was younger, because he was a single dad trying to do his best. I don't want to reconnect with people that I cannot be myself around regardless. I do love my dad, and I hope that someday I can talk to him again. But I am not going to stop living my own life for what I believe in and being around the people that I believe help me instead of bring me down. So I'm not going to purposely put myself in my dad's presence if I feel like it's unhealthy for myself, which right now I do feel like. Hopefully someday that will change. But for now, it's what I'm going to do. So I've had to go through the whole thing in my mind, which my therapist has been helping me with for like the last 2 years, of what if my dad dies, right? Because he's 70, he'll be 70 years old in September. What if my dad dies? What if, wait, he'll be 69 in September, I'm sorry. So almost 70. What if he dies before I get to say my piece to him? My dad was a huge part of my life for most of my life up until basically 2 years ago when I came out as a swinger on TikTok. And now he doesn't approve of things, but I